Hello and welcome, and thank you so much for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Grihatul Siddiqui and you're watching breaking news on the broadcast. Over the next 60 minutes, I'll be bringing you all the top stories that are dominating the headlines. And we are beginning the top of 1 p.m. with some breaking news, and this concerns the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Now, you might remember that Justin Trudeau had headed to the national capital for the G20 summit, and because of a technical snag, his plane had developed. He was forced to stay back in India. Now we are given to understand that the technical issue with the Canadian Prime Minister's plane has been resolved. The plane has been cleared to fly, and the Canadian delegation is expected to depart this afternoon from Delhi. My colleague Abhishek Jha is with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, so finally, the news that Trudeau was waiting for, he and his delegation all set to fly out of India this afternoon?
Of course, and it looks like these 40 hours almost have been the most unwanted 48 hours for the entire delegation of Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, who had to be stuck, unfortunately, because his plane got some technical snag and he overstayed for about 40 hours. And now it seems that the technical snag has been fixed, and most likely he will be flying back home by afternoon today.
And Abhishek, you very rightly mentioned unwanted last 48 hours, something that he might not have expected. And it has been so far a painful trip for Justin Trudeau in India. He has received ample lot of criticism back home in Canada because of the K-gang terrorism, the extremism, the secessionist forces at play in Canada on Canadian soil. And he's also heard a lot from Prime Minister Narendra Modi over dealing with this issue.
Well, it looks like the whole issue of India and related issues with the Justin Trudeau government is jinxed for the Prime Minister, because last time also when he started for his India trip, when he was for 7 days, he was a state guest, but then we saw he did not get the proper response from the Indian government. That time also his plane had developed some technical snag and it had to be fixed, and then he traveled back to India. This time also this has happened. Back home he's struggling with the Khalistani issues, where he cannot put them totally away because of the political compulsions that the Canadian government right now has. At the same time, he has to save his face also, that he is very hard on the separatist issues or secessionists or the extremist violent groups who are in the pretense of freedom of expression. They are trying to target Indian communities, Indian temples and Indian government officials. So, and here in Delhi also, when he had a small brief moment with Prime Minister Modi raises the issue of Khalistan and the security and safety of Indian community members in Canada. So, domestic politics is not letting him be even when he is far away. And right now in India, on the silence of G20, we heard that he was totally, those questions did haunt him well. And while he was still about to leave the country, another 48 hours of unwanted delay happened when Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, had to spend one night without having any prior commitments in Delhi, and now it looks like his plane has been fixed and he will most likely be leaving for his home by afternoon.
All right, thank you so much for that, Abhishek. We'll keep coming back to you for more developments on this story. Like Abhishek was mentioning, this has been the most unfortunate 48 hours for the Canadian delegation, and more importantly, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who's all set to fly now out of India by this afternoon.